It's never boring. You get to meet people from everywhere, so it's really fun. And I like wearing this on. It's really fun.
So I've been here 4 months, but off and on for about 5 years. So I've been doing a couple different things. I've worked in the hotels, I've worked in the weaver shop, and I'm now checking tickets. So where else can you get these really cool clothes? And I also really like it because the people who come here are always very interested in history. Do you have your pass on?
This would be like a Lamborghini. Who has the Lamborghini? Like 3%. Everybody else is doing right, left, right, left.
Behind me is the magazine at Colonial Williamsburg. The magazine is a repository of military weapons and equipment storage, originally put here by the British government in 1715, took over as a magazine for Virginia the state in 1775, and lasted until 1780 when the capital moved to Richmond.
The enemy communicates with the other side using fife and drum. So, you know, when you're trying to communicate a surrender, how do you communicate that?
Right, so
A white flag and a drum. The drum is going to play the ceasefire commands, the parley commands. So if you're trying to negotiate terms of surrender, that drummer is going to be one of the first people you send out to make that happen.
you guys are basically off limits.
Yeah, and a lot of times they're younger boys from roughly 10 to 18. So it's
ready to shoot them.
you know, of course it's war, so drummers are going to die. Drummers and fifers are obviously going to die all the time, and so they're not exempt from that part of war. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're not actively trying to kill drummers and fifers. Their uniform differs from the infantry for that very reason. That's the reason I'm not wearing a blue coat. You can see the sergeant over there is wearing a blue coat with red facings. I'm wearing a red coat with blue coat with red facings. I'm wearing a red coat with blue facings. The opposite colors in the infantry. And that's true for any European military at the time. Hessian drummers are going to wear the opposite colors. British drummers are wearing the opposite colors. French, same thing. It's just it's a pretty unified way to dress.
Good evening, friends and countrymen. Gentlemen and ladies, I pray you gather round, lend me your ears. I bring delightful news from Philadelphia City. News so exciting, in fact, that it warrants the roar of a cannon before I begin. But prepare yourselves. End of the line. Make ready. Fire! God save the fighting men in the field. For those of you who are not yet known to me, my name is Henry, Patrick Henry Jr., Esquire, your most humble and obedient servant to command. I have the very high and unmerited honor to have been elected to serve as the first governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia since our separation from the Crown and government of Great Britain in May of this year 1776. I shall endeavor to serve you diligently and well. As you are no doubt aware, it was on the 15th of May in this year, Meeting in the Capitol building at the end of the main street, the 5th Virginia Convention, myself a member of that esteemed body, Virginia became the first former British colony to officially and publicly declare that these united colonies are, and upright ought to be, free and independent states. By way of Mr. Thomas Nelson Jr. of Yorktown proper, we sent instructions to our delegation in Philadelphia at the Congress to put forth the motion of a united declaration with that respectable body. It is my profound pleasure to inform you that word has just reached Williamsburg on this 19th day of July, 1776, that we will be joined by the whole of the Congress in this bid for independence. We will arrange in 3 days' time to have the Declaration of Independence read in its entirety in 3 different locations in this city, for the purpose of forming a new plan of government. One of the first questions raised was, well, gentlemen, what exactly is it that a government is supposed to do? What are its purposes, its aims? Why do we have government? And after rather vigorous conversation, we determined that government has 3 purposes, and only 3. To keep the peace, to protect property, and to secure individual rights. One of the next questions raised, as you might expect, was, well, gentlemen, as we are now tasked with building a government that's going to secure individual rights, what individual rights exactly are we speaking of? And that is why, before writing our new Constitution for this Republican system of government, we composed a document which I believe to be the most important document ever conceived in the history of mankind, with the exception of the Holy Writ itself. I speak of the Virginia Declaration of Rights, enumerating all those rights which come from God, not from government. 16 different articles, which because they come from God may not be removed by government. Article 2 of this most auspicious document reads thus, that all power is vested in and consequently derived from the people. You are no longer subjects to some distant monarch. You are now citizens in a self-governing nation. Mark you, with this citizenship come a great many responsibilities and obligations. It requires eternal vigilance, to be ever watchful of those men in government. Thus now, as citizens, we have placed a never-ending responsibility upon the shoulders of each and every one of you, regardless of your age or your gender. And that's all we have. But, of course, because Mr. Henry always likes to go out with a boom, brace yourselves for another roar of the cannon. Hey, ready! Give! Fire! Thank you, my fellow Americans, and good evening.
A couple ways. Either that way, I'd suggest for you. And then you probably will want the shorter sticks, would be easier from that angle. Well, and they actually come with the shorter sticks, to let you know. These, I believe, are only like $5 though. Yep, they're still fun.
Here since about April, but I was born and raised here, so I've been here a long time.
Do you love working here?
I do love working here. It's a lot of fun. I mean, this is my home, so I can't imagine being somewhere different. All over the place, different countries, sure, of course, all over the United States. A lot of people come from different parts of Asia to come visit here. A lot of Europeans. It's from all over the place.